Welcome to Wild and Brave. Today we're going to talk about something called being time rich. If you've ever wanted to feel like you have more time, to sense that you're on top of things or that you have plenty of space to enjoy your life, what you're looking for is time affluence. Feeling as if we are out of time or time poverty is one of the most miserable experiences that kind of compounds whatever other stressors or demands are in our life. It's one thing to have a lot to get done, but it's even worse if we feel that we just can never quite get there and we have less time than we need in order to do our best or enjoy the work along the process. So today at Wild and Brave, we're going to talk about how our sense of time wealth and our ability to feel on top of time, to feel present in the time that we have as opposed to racing to catch up, is something we can actively change without actually having to have more time at our disposal. Because our sense of time does not equal how much time we have, we notice that sometimes very busy people can have time wealth as well as having a lot of activity in their life. Also, sometimes when we have less going on in our lives, we don't necessarily feel we have extra time. There's always something that can crop up to take up our time and focus, making us feel rushed. When our sense of time increases, we often have an improvement in our productivity and we make more progress on our achievements. There's something that happens when we feel we have enough time to face what is in front of us that helps us approach things with less stress. We make fewer fear-based mistakes and we don't miss out on opportunities because we feel we can be brave enough to give something a try. All right, so time wealth is something we all want. Time poverty has some specific negative impacts that you may be experiencing in your life. One of the things that happens when we feel we don't have enough time is we start to see change as a threat. We see opportunities as opportunities to fail, and we see problems and challenges as if they're definitely going to cost us something, and we can react with fear or what we can call, the scientists call, an alert response. The alert stress response puts us into an instinctive reactionary mode. And when we do that, what we tend to do is we look for ways to avoid or survive, sometimes attack the problem in front of us to make it go away. Unfortunately, when that happens, the changes and opportunities in our life end up being cut out and avoided. And this can really reduce our quality of life and the exciting, wild, and brave things we're able to enjoy if we feel that we have to get away from change or minimize vulnerability around opportunities. A time poor mindset also can make it hard to enjoy what is good in our lives. You may have a perfect cup of coffee or see somebody at work that you don't often get to see. But if you feel in too much of a rush, are you able to savor that coffee? Are you able to say hi and enjoy being with that person even just for a few moments? Sometimes even when we're on vacation or enjoying a weekend where we're away from the office, our sense of time poverty makes it hard to settle down and really feel relaxed and delighted by the leisure time that we have. We also notice time poverty tends to create this sense of focus on urgent things, where the loudest things that are on fire, the bells that are ringing, they get all of our energy. Even if they're small things like emails that constantly roll in. When we're focused on the urgent things, the meaningful things often get put to the side. The stuff that you could be learning, trying, or sharing with others gets put on the back burner while you constantly put out fires. So, how do we fix this? How do we escape the dangers of time poverty and the wear and tear it puts on us? We have a mindset shift where we can actually increase our sense of time wealth. Time wealth is not a measure of time. I want to say that again because it's actually important for us to recognize that the number of hours in our day doesn't equal our sense of time wealth or poverty. Your brain isn't assessing how full your schedule is and telling you how much time you have. It's feeling your work, feeling your sense of how much time you have, and increasing that feeling. So, temporal wealth is a state of mind, not a measurable substance. This means that our amount of time doesn't have to improve for our sense of time to improve. You may not be able to take many of the demands off of your plate, and you don't need to hire someone to offload tasks before you start feeling more wealth of time. Small actions can change and trigger that sense of time wealth to help it grow for you. All of the interventions that help shift our sense of time wealth are mindset interventions. Mindset interventions are amazing, and researchers love them because you don't even have to form a habit. For a mindset intervention, something you do one time that helps you think about a situation differently, can have lasting benefits even if you never do it again. So, here are a few time-rich interventions, things that you can do yourself today that you can use to increase your mind's ability to perceive the time that you have, to slow time for you so that however much time you do have today, you will feel the joy and the energy that is present in that time. Here's an overview of some of the things that you could do that would help trigger your brain to shift from time poverty to time wealth. Number one, first time-rich challenge you could try is to spend 5 minutes breathing slowly. Now, if you do this, I encourage you to set a timer and listen to your breath coming in and out. Sit in a comfortable place, maybe close your eyes. The magic happens when, while you wait for that 5-minute timer to go off, your brain keeps telling you, you don't have time to sit here. You have to get back to work. You have to do this thing. You have to check your phone. Your brain is going to try to interrupt your 5 minutes of calm breathing. And every time your brain invites you to be time poor, you're going to say, actually, I do have 5 minutes to sit here and breathe. And every time you make that choice and you give the feedback to your brain, you help de-escalate the urgency that your brain is operating under. And you teach your brain you do have time. Every time you tell yourself, I do have time for this, and you let yourself notice that it's true, you start to change how your brain feels about the time at your disposal. All right, so that's breathe 5 minutes slowly. The second thing you could try is to make a small choice that helps you feel powerful in your body. So when you feel the power in your body, your brain kind of comes back together with your physical self so that you feel a sense of presence. Sometimes we do something called power posing. If you've ever power posed where you lift your arms up or you put your hands on your hips like you're a superhero and you open up your lungs so that you can breathe, you are feeling the energy in your body in a way that helps trigger your brain to be more present. That can have an effect on your sense of time wealth. Another thing you can try is to experience awe. Experiencing awe actually shifts our sense of time so that life slows down in a positive way and we feel bigger and more grounded after experiencing something awe-inspiring. So whether this is sitting and watching the birds while you have your cup of coffee in the morning, or pulling up a virtual tour through the undersea water creatures to experience the just beautiful creatures you don't get to see every day. If you pick something that inspires awe for you, you can actually slow time from the inside out. You also have the positive emotions of experiencing awe. Another thing you can do is to voluntarily spend 10 minutes helping someone else. Now, we have a lot of demands that are put on us every day, and sometimes those demands contribute to our sense of time poverty. But when you choose to help someone and you say, I have time to do this for this person, I have time to encourage this person, you're training your brain that you have power in your life. You're not being tossed around by your schedule. And taking those few minutes to give help leaves you more powerful and grounded for the rest of the day. Another way to feel more time rich is to do something new. The brain does something different to file memories of first time experiences that it doesn't do for things that are habitual. So if you always drink the same tea every morning, even choosing a different tea bag slows time in a way that can last for the day. Choosing new things to eat at the same old restaurant or trying a new social activity on the weekend can make that weekend feel more real and lasting and give you a sense of presence to your own life. So do something new. And lastly, you can do what we call mindful driving. Research has shown that commuting seriously contributes to our sense of time poverty. There's something about being trapped in a car that you control in a circumstance that you can't, things like traffic and distance, so that you feel a funny kind of powerless toward time when you're driving. Even if your commute takes longer taking public transportation or walking, people tend to feel less time poor after walking or riding on public transportation than they do if they drive, which is wild. So, the only way we have found to combat this effect on your life is to practice mindful driving. Researchers have shown that if you choose to drive at or say 5 miles below the speed limit by slowing down, you can restore a sense of time wealth to your commutes. You can also choose to breathe at stop signs or traffic lights to give your body an extra chance to slow down. And if you limit your mental multitasking by not trying to consume or learn too much information while you're commuting, and allow yourself to enjoy being present, think through your thoughts. Locking the phone in the glove box or putting it in the back seat can help you be present to your commute. Oddly enough, being more present to the commute instead of trying to get past it as fast as you can helps to reverse that sense of time poverty that can be created when we have a lot of driving or getting from here to there. All right, it's a bit of an overview on some of the ways we can make choices to help shift our brain's perception of time. Remember, time poverty is not about how many hours you have in the day. It's not about how many tasks are on your to-do list or how full your schedule is. Time poverty is an experience your brain has depending on what you have been telling it and what it is receiving from its environment about how safe it is to be present to this moment. Help your mind come safely and delightedly into this moment, and your perception of time will shift. You'll start to get the physical, emotional, and cognitive benefits that come from feeling, I do have enough time today. Thank you for joining us at Wild and Brave. Go be time rich. Try some of the time rich challenges and let us know how they work for you.